Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another awesome episode with the Luca team. Today, I am with our Washington State Executive Director, Mandi Pena. Mandi, thank you so much for being on the show with us because, I love bringing on our state executive directors because you guys know exactly what's going on in your state. We can discuss the issues that are happening so that our viewers who live in your state know what's going on, know what we are doing, how to get involved, and things like that. So I'm excited to have you on today. Thank you for being here.
Of course, I can't. I've been waiting for this.
I know.
Washington, and we've got so much going on here, and I'm just so excited to be able to share it and bring it to the people because that's the only way anything's going to change
Yeah,
is we the
absolutely. I
people.
mean, that's what we are. It's about we the people. Now, I know you and I have kind of, especially from the very beginning, we've discussed some of the issues, and we know there's a lot going on. It's a very liberal state, and you guys have had many issues, but one of them that you were really concerned about, I'll let you talk about because I know you were concerned about the sheriff. You were
Oh
concerned
yeah,
about.
that's a
uh,
newer one. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, first off, just exactly like how you introduce it, like it's a very blue state. So anytime I talk to anyone, I just like in my state or anywhere, I say, it's never going to change if we don't change and say,
yes,
yeah, it has been a blue state, but yet again, time after things are happening, and the people are starting to wake up and see, wait a minute, I have a voice. Because for so long, even myself, I felt like, oh well, it's a blue state. What's the point? But then,
yeah,
my heart I just felt convicted upon my thought of just that's thinking negative. We need to, put our hats on, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and work together, get into the fringes of what is going on, like what you brought up, which of course the sheriff situation is a very important one. As people in Washington, we like to call you the Washingtonians, um, is our most recent newly elected sheriff, and she's female. She has been in the law enforcement for many years. She definitely has the credentials to be a sheriff. It's no way in that, but it's more so the people. Our sheriff that we had was Adam Fortney, and he is an incredible man. He tackled Snohomish County. I'm specifically speaking about Snohomish County. Snohomish County is a really large county, and in our county we have the Everett Correctional Facility jail. And
uh-huh.
in regards to the sheriffs and Adam Fortney, he was really leading the way, starting new programs because he was a sheriff during the time of Donald Trump as our presidency and our president, and as our commander in chief. And so he, for my opinion, he was very inspired. He went into the jails and said, okay, you're going to be being released because of this incredible action that the Trump administration has taken to have innocent, or not innocent, but um, people who've committed crimes that are not going, like, you're not
Like
convicted of
misdemeanors that are probably
felony.
misdemeanors and don't
Yeah,
need to.
yes, exactly. Like more of a low grade, or has already served their time and they're like commuting and saying, "You're out." We need our men, our strong men back in our
Absolutely.
families and our communities. And so he was going
Yes.
into the jails and making his own programs, and that was to help him get employed, and not just like any job.
Good.
I mean, honestly, in our state, people say no one wants to work, but the fact is with what's going on now with our administration, with the Biden Harris administration, people want jobs, but they're not able to go out and apply. When Trump was our president, it was like, okay, you're unhappy, apply elsewhere. There's jobs. And that's why I refrain back to explaining about Adam Fortney, the sheriff, going into the jails, introducing them back into society, and saying, "Hey, here, there's a lot of jobs. Let's work on it." Almost as if like it almost goes hand in hand. So the school systems as well, like having special courses for people to go, and they would call it work first. So it's kind of all intertwined. Being
Yeah.
able to have corporations in our state that want to hire and are able to hire
Yeah.
is key. And so, you know, the fact
So they were
of
rehabilitating them to be great citizens of society, so that way you could build Washington, because we know that the crime is what really deteriorates our cities
yes,
across this country.
yes, and so basically, there's been a new law that's right now um, in the House of Representatives, and they're working on passing it through to where it will no longer be we the people electing our sheriffs, which is so important because our sheriffs, they've got their finger on the dime. Like they know what is going, the finger on the pulse of our communities. And
Yeah,
Fortney was an incredible sheriff. We had businesses, I'm talking like hardware companies, uh, any sort of uh, brick and mortar businesses, and they were doing like meetings and bringing him in and introducing him to the people around us. And that's what's so important about our sheriffs is we
yeah,
need someone who's going to be in the community who's aware of what we are facing as we the people. And as you said, crime is rampant to the point to where they do not come if you call, unless it's like, something in regards to like, shootings or things like that. I mean, there's so much more than that. Like, and we need our sheriffs, we need our first responders and all of
yeah,
our police team and task force, and he was lifting them up. So my concern with this is it's a very dangerous thing when you're saying, okay, well, our city council or whichever non-elected branch of people are going
yeah.
to start saying, hey, this is who we think fits for sheriff. And it's really unfortunate what happened. And I just really feel that our state, a lot of people are scared to stand up, which, and I will be honest, I was scared, but I,
Yeah,
had some health things happen to me, and it made me realize, you know what, we've got today, and no longer can we say, oh, it's a blue state. We have to stand up and say,
yeah,
what is going on? Why is this going on? The
yeah,
crime and the rampant homelessness and
yeah.
all of these things they're all involve each other. Back during Obama's administration, all of our mental institutions were shut down. And that shoved a lot of mentally sick people who needed help
Back in
and
the
a lot of
streets.
our veterans onto the streets. So it
Yeah,
started with that. And now, moving forward, I really hope that this sheriff does an incredible job. And I'm rooting for her because she's our sheriff. But I do feel that, you know, along with our governor race, just the things that have gone on, this our governor Inslee, there's never been a governor reelected as many times consecutively as him. So we need some change in our government, in our
yeah,
city, state, and local government. And it's
yeah.
going to take us standing up. Moms, dads, aunts,
Everybody.
uncles, grandparents, you know, our incredible servicemen and women who were unable to work due to their strong beliefs in not being vaccinated.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost a large amount of people that were serving for us, but now we have them still in our communities, and we can figure out a way to bring them in, and start figuring out who's representing us locally. You know,
So
I've
important. And that's one of the biggest things that Luca does, right? We really get behind those godly men and women that are running for office, that understand that it has to be about we the people. It has to be a grassroots candidates of we the people. That's the only way we're going to, and here's the thing, like we need more people to run for office.
yes,
There are
yes,
not enough people that run for office. And I'll share right here, like sometimes some people say, well, you guys represent the Latino community, but we don't see endorsements or a lot of the, of the Latinos. Well, first and foremost, there aren't enough candidates in our Latino community that run. And some of them that do, honestly, sadly, they're Democrats. And they're not, their values are that are aligned with what we're watching today, those progressive ideologies, those progressive policies that we know that we don't agree with as conservative people. And so we're going to back the candidates that have those values, no
yes,
matter whatever ethnicity they are. We are not that way. We're not just going to elect all Latinos. We're going to elect the people that are going to do the job for the people, by the people, godly, God-fearing men and women who understand what it's going to take to actually make a difference within our government. And so I really hope, because I know you were really concerned about this, the sheriff's race, that
Yes.
does that, because our sheriffs are so important in ensuring that, that the crime is being handled, because again, crime is what will riddle a city and a state down to its core, to nothing.
And that, like that also leads into our border situation and
Yeah,
how what's going on at the border is affecting everyone, everywhere, every state.
yeah,
And I mean, we have people coming across the southern border, yes, but we also have people coming by boat into California, Santa Monica, California. We are in Washington State. We are a sanctuary city. And, and in regards to that, that's kind of why I feel that these things have been allowed to happen because we are a sanctuary city, correct?
yeah,
So
yeah,
there, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, and I do know that a lot of people that I've spoken with over the past couple months since I've really started, just getting out into the community and speaking with people, is they feel like when they vote and they take the time to arrange and get together to back a specific candidate, and you see from northern Washington all the way to eastern Washington, across the mountains, over to our uh, eastern side, which is where we grow our apples, all of our vegetation, everything that is grown there is grown in such a mass quantity. Like so many Latinos are in this state. But
yeah,
as you said, Luca, Latinos, yes, we're starting as Latinos because we feel like we need to be the voice for ourselves. We
yes,
can't just allow people to say, well, this is a blue state or so
yeah,
and so was elected when there's such a large amount of voices saying, hold on, this is not correct. We,
mhm,
we, we get together in town halls. We get together and do meetings at different businesses. We've had this wonderful woman, her name is Trista, and she lives in Tacoma, and she arranged like these massive like rallies on the road, I would say, where people would come together and they
yeah,
would follow each other and drive through the communities just to show one another, look at how many of us there are.
yeah,
We are actually the majority. We just need you to stand up and
yeah,
use your voice.
yeah,
Your voice is the only thing that's going to make a difference. Like
it's
me,
true.
I am 36 years old. I have 3 children, but I am like on fire for the Lord, one. And number two, I'm on fire for our state and our country because freedom is not free.
No,
Every generation, we have to stand up to ensure that for our children's generation and their children's generation, we must show them what it takes. And it
yeah,
doesn't mean, oh, come home after work, sit down, relax. No, spend an hour or two getting online, getting information, going out into the community and learning what's going on so that we, the people, can come together in Washington State. I really believe that so many of us are on the same page, whether we are Hispanic, African American, white. Um, like I have family that is Laos, that we're immigrants from different countries, and we have a lot of immigrants in our state, and we need them. We need the people to come to our country and into our states. We welcome them with open arms. It's just we want it done the legal way, the right way, because there
absolutely.
are sicknesses and diseases. There are people, like they're saying, they're emptying out their jails and the worst of the worst, and they're sending them up. And it
Yep,
was really a setup for our President Trump and the previous administration.
absolutely.
When he was, as a Latino, as a Hispanic American, I can say that was so false how they portrayed him. He came to Washington State actually in 2016, and he spoke, and I was able to hear with my own ears and see with my own eyes that
Yeah.
the things that Donald Trump was saying, it was not in any way putting our Hispanic community down. It was more
Or
so
that,
lifting
yeah, or
us
that he
up.
was
And
being racist towards us. He was not.
yes, in no way. I mean, the people that he would hire and that he has always had around him, he is in my opinion, he's an incredible man of the Lord. And it really starts right now at the top with our
Mhm.
federal government, because so many
It
of the
does.
laws have trickled down. And like we started this conversation off with, about how the sheriffs and what's going on with the elections of so many people, were voting and wanting Sheriff Fortney because he had already had the ball running and
Yeah,
going,
that's awesome.
initiating all these important things. Like, just because someone is in jail, that doesn't that negates the fact they are human.
Right.
They can contribute to our society,
Yeah.
and if,
Well, we know there was a lot of wrongful, incarcerations going on. It started back even just a couple of decades, right? Where
yeah,
Kamala Harris was known for just locking up the Black community for weed. I mean, for misdemeanors.
black and
You
brown,
know,
yes. Oh
Black and
my,
brown, and so we know that there's a lot of incarcerated people right now that are very capable of being rehabilitated and capable of being amazing stewards to our society. Like you said, fatherless homes is a huge problem in this country, and why we have such a high crime. And again, we're going to become a third world country if we continue to allow this to happen, and it needs to be fixed. And we're very proud to have people like you in our states that understand what this work is. I know when you started, you were going to grocery stores, at Home
yeah. I
Depots, and to
still, I
church.
still am. I'm standing
Still
out
are,
front
and you're
there,
out there with
going
the
to different ones.
brochure. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you're sharing what Luca's message is and what our mission is, and the importance of we the people getting involved in organizations like ours, where we're showing up to the county commissioners meetings, where we're showing up to the school boards, where we're showing up everywhere and voicing and saying, you know what, we're tired. We're tired of, you not representing us properly. We the people we didn't ask for this. We didn't ask
exactly.
for lawlessness. We didn't ask for, you to make all the decisions on our behalf that literally are not working for us. Our country is becoming, I mean, the inflation is horrible.
Yes. Sorry, I'm
And
moving around. I'm very short. Had to get that chair moved. Sorry.
oh, you're fine, sweetie. And and inflation is horrible. And the country is obviously not going into the direction of we the people. American dream is gone. It's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. And now
And
we
that's
have
why we have to stand up for that.
the
Yes,
immigrants
you're
that did it
absolutely
the right
correct.
way. The
Yes.
immigrants that did it the right way are standing with us and
Yeah,
saying,
there's,
this is
yes, yes.
bad. This is not what we came to this country for. We did it the right way. We studied the history. We respect the laws. We respect the Constitution. We want to protect the Constitution. And now we have millions of people in our country that we don't even know, from 160 different countries, that we don't even know who they are, what kind of agenda they have for America, and it's a mess.
And what
It's a mess.
and what yes, and to kind of elaborate on what you're saying, you know, in regards to the border, I'm seeing Catholic community services, I'm seeing Red Cross and all these organizations that are supposed to be here for the American people,
Yep.
and the American people prior to the Biden administration in my state. Because, like I say, I will not say it's a blue state. It has been blue, but I believe that us, each and every one of us, makes a difference.
Yeah.
One voice shared to the next and spreading on. You said that going to grocery stores. It's
Mhm.
really just about getting out, making like human to human contact. And Luca has taken the time, and like I would just direct anyone who's interested in beginning, helping us out here in Washington. Like, we can never have too many people helping. We
Yeah.
need more people in our state to step up. If you come and read our websites, or if you see me out and I'm handing out pamphlets, brochures, they were just so beautifully done, and it just really
Thank
explains
you.
that we shine the light of the Lord. And in these dark times, it's so important that
Yeah.
we, as people who love the Lord, reach out. And even if it's just speaking and sharing a brochure and saying, hey, I would really love if you take this and take the time to read it. And, if that it touches your heart and you feel like this is something you want to become a part of, let us know. We would love to have you, because
Yeah.
I'm only one person, and I need everyone in this state to
You
say,
need a
hold on.
team. That's right.
And really, it's definitely about our sheriffs, but also, I mean, the reason why I feel so strongly about this, my grandfather or sorry, not my grandfather, my grandmother's brother was elective sheriff, I believe 6 years consecutively during Chelan
Oh,
County in Chelan County. So that's in Eastern Washington.
yeah.
He also served in World War II. So he's getting
Oh,
older, but
God
he's an
bless
incredible
him.
man. And just I've always had such respect for anyone, even the wives and children of our first responders and
Yes.
our servicemen and women.
Mhm.
But another part that like goes into how so many people are coming into this country that we do not know, that are unvetted. Sickness and disease are coming different, all different kinds of situations where, you know, as America, we have pride in our country, and we want other people to come to know, hey, know our Pledge of Allegiance, know what
Yes.
that means,
Know
learn
our
our
history.
history.
Yeah.
It is so important. I mean,
Like,
that
what
is
has
why we
made
say,
everybody around this world want to come to our country? What was it that
yeah,
made them come here? Obviously, they flee here
free
because,
ticket.
we are about freedom. We are about liberty. We are about
Yes,
the American dream and living a free life, where in other countries they can't. They live in
this can't be a
dictatorship. They
free
live in
ticket. Yeah, you have to
communism.
come and learn the right
Mhm.
way. You're
Yes,
absolutely right.
absolutely. Yeah. So, it is so hard. And I hope people in your state of Washington are watching this and understand the importance of we the people, understand the importance of the Constitution, understand what it means for us to be in control, the way our forefathers founded this country and wrote to protect our freedoms, because no other country has what we have. Desiree says y'all should invite Mara Flores on your show sometime. She does follow me.
Yeah.
Yes, she does, and we will, and we are endorsing her, and we would love to have
Yeah.
her. We've got room for lots of guests coming on. Thank you for your
Yes.
comment. And we know we are working hard to keep Texas safe. And she's here in Texas. She's been a
Yeah.
strong
She's an
Latina voice.
incredible, strong woman. Yes.
Absolutely.
And she is
But
like the blueprint. We need to stand up. Like, she came for her father was Democrat, right? And
yeah,
he did
mhm,
the Democrat Party has left him behind. So many people have been left behind.
they
And
left
it's
us
not
all.
about Republican or Democrat. It's about your values. Do
Yeah,
we value our country? Our children in Washington State are suffering. And I would say, hands down, out of anyone, our children are suffering the most. I am homeschool my three children, just because of the sexual exploitation
I
in our
know.
schools, where our children are supposed to go to learn the importance of being on time, becoming educated, learning about our history, learning. It shouldn't be about, okay, so, what would you like to be? At the age of 3 years old, we have children being asked, "What are you? What do you want to be?" I know my daughter wanted to be a unicorn when she was 3. So, I mean, you can want to be anything, but
Yeah,
there are only two genders, male and female. And
right.
it's so sad because a lot of wonderful people who are sensitive and really need help, instead of being pushed towards puberty blockers and surgeries that are irreversible. In our state of Washington, laws have been passed, and next time I'm on, I'll make sure to have the laws, and I will let you guys know where you can go to contest these, because they've just recently been enacted in 2024, the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Everything went in, which these were votes that took place in the House of Representatives, and they were not brought forth to us, the American
To
citizens of
to
Washington
vote
State.
on. Yeah.
And it's so important that the parents are involved, because when my children went to school up until the past like 4 years ago. So it just has gone downhill so much, and it isn't about learning and being educated, or PE, physical, getting
Oh
active
my
and getting
God,
out there.
active.
It's so
Yes, and being
important.
physically, because America is like the most obese country in
It's
the world.
horrible.
It's horrible. But here's the thing: we can encourage, and this is why we need people to join Luca, because this is what we do, and we encourage people to watch what legislation is trying to pass. Go to the school boards,
Yes.
watch what they're trying to pass, and then show up and say, nope, this isn't going to
Yes.
work for our children. And you invite everybody in the community to come stand with you, be a voice, get up there, speak, because anybody can speak. All you have to do is register by a certain date, a certain time, show up to those committee meetings, and you voice your, what you feel. And we've done that many times here in Texas about the
That's what I'm
exploitation.
working on here in Washington State. I know I told you I need to get every date, every single time of these
Yeah.
meetings, and we need to just put it online, and so everyone can see it. And I will come back on and I will bring up the most recent things that are coming up to date in regards to what's going on that in our House of Representatives in Washington State. I believe that we have some important bills in 12 other states that have been passed. One of them is in regards to our children and their education,
Mm-hmm.
which at this moment, like I was saying, in Washington State, it's not, oh, some districts are doing it. It has actually been written into a law that children, if they're feeling as though that their sexual identity is something other than what they were born to, that they do not have to disclose it to the parents. They,
Wow, that's happening in
and if they are
California.
taking them, yeah, that's the thing. Like everyone knows about California, but Washington, to be honest, we are right there. And I really feel as though Washington is one of the problems where things have started and it just trickled down to the fact to where they no longer take the time to have us citizens and parents vote on what our needs are, not only for our children but for our state, but most importantly, like I said, our children. They're the ones that are being affected the most. It is their future that
Right.
we are fighting for.
That's
Our
right.
children need us. Like when it
Yes.
comes to school, when our kids go on a field trip, you have to sign a permission slip. You have to give your name and you have to give the right for that child to go on the bus and go to the pumpkin patch, go wherever, the school is planning on taking a trip to. So there should be no reason that children are taken out of schools, taken to undisclosed locations, is how it's written. And the parents don't find out until the children are really suffering. And those people are not. Washington has voted them on the presidential level longer.
Longer than California.
Yes, I agree. You're absolutely right. I think, Melinda, what I say to you, oh my goodness, in 2016, I said, this is not right. I'm sorry, 2020, sorry. In 2020, I said, this is a banana republic.
It
This is
is.
not what happens in a free country. Let's hit
No,
reset. Everyone show up. Let's vote in person. Let's do it. Let's just do this now. Let's not waste time in courts and litigations. Let's just redo it right now. Hit reset. You know,
exactly.
that I wasn't sure who said that, but you're absolutely right.
Tracy. Yeah.
Um,
No, I mean, and we saw that happen across across the country. I mean, they blatantly stole the election. When we
yeah,
watched all these states change their election laws like clockwork, one after the
yeah, they
other.
hit pause, and then all
Yep.
of a sudden, a whole bunch of votes came in for different
I
parties.
had just said this on another show. That's why we have to vote on election day only. And we need to get back to paper ballot. I mean, look at Argentina. They just voted in a strong conservative, president, and he's doing that. He says, nope, we're going to do hand count ballots only. We're only going to vote on the day of
Yeah,
election. And, he's cleaning house over there. And that's what we need to do here. And it is so sad that the free country of the world can't get it together, and that they're taking our country from us right in front of our noses, right? Just like JC said here again, he said
yeah,
Washington as well as Oregon has voted for Michael Dukakis, while California voted for
yes,
George Bush Sr. in 1988, to be exact. Very well informed. Thank you for that. And
yeah. That's when it started, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of the
It was the
corruption
like,
really started happening the worst under the Clintons. Um,
yeah,
you
it
know,
really did. I mean,
they are
literally to
they
the
are
point to
the
where
most
it wasn't
corrupt.
just their opinion; they wrote laws into place that
Yeah,
that's why I said next time I'm on, I'm gonna have every law. I'm gonna read it out to you,
yeah.
and
Well,
I
and we
would
can
like you guys
encourage
to go
people
and
even after
research
today
because we need
to
to.
go on the website. Like
Yes,
it's access to go and look at and see what laws are being proposed, are in session, so that things can be passed in your state. And this is why people need to get involved with an organization like ours, as Luca, because then what you do is, and we share it across our national platform to get every
exactly.
Washingtonian saying, bring it to their attention. This is the bill that's about to pass. So now
And
we
that's
the
what I want
people.
everyone to know right now.
Yes,
There is a bill that has gone through 20 other states, and that is to allow parents to have explanation of what their children are being educated, what is the
Yeah.
student plan for this year, what, who are going to be coming in and speaking, what are the topics that, this year 2024 and so on are going to be being taught. And this state, as of this point, we have no right. Our rights have literally been taken from the
That
parents.
is
And like I
horrible.
said, it's going to take us standing up, like you said,
Yes.
to go to grocery stores, churches. I keep in my little small fanny pack brochures just because it is very important. Go to our website,
Yeah.
look at everything. This we are dedicated to helping every state, every community.
Right.
There isn't one state that we would say, "Oh no, we're not going to be there." No, it's no longer, "Oh, Washington's blue." It has been blue, but we are going to stand up and make a change. With our voices, we are going to voice our opinions. We are going to show up to town halls, and
Yeah.
we are going to start voting. I believe our most recent town hall where we had people speaking out, 3 people showed up. So it's
Yeah.
really about finding out when and where. And I am going to dedicate my social media to making sure that any Washingtonian or anyone who's related or has a friend or family member in Washington, that
Yeah.
they can go on Instagram or Facebook and they can see when are these meetings happening, where
Yeah.
are the locations, so that they
Right.
can have the opportunity to have their voice heard. I mean,
Exactly.
that's all we can do is stand up and make a change. If we're not happy with where we are, we're the only people that are going to do anything about it. No one is coming to save us.
No.
We have to be here, and we have to, like I said, start by pulling our pull. So sorry, slurring over my words.
That's okay, babe.
We have to stand up and pull our bootstraps up and
Yep.
get a walk in. Get
That's
to
it.
every single area where you can have a part in. And it's so important. We need poll watchers. We
Yeah.
need registrars who can
Yeah.
go out and say, are you registered to vote there?
Registered voter.
I am going to become a registrar because I was so
Good.
amazed how many. I'm talking over 600 people I've spoken with. I would say 300 or so not even registered to vote because they
Wow.
felt like they did not have a voice. It didn't matter. And
And that's the problem. And
it
that's why,
does matter.
Luca, we are registrars. I just got sworn in as a precinct chair last night. And this
Yes,
is how we
which
get
is the
involved.
leading the
Not only am
way.
I the president of this organization, everybody's like, are you, precinct chair? Because this is about us. We have to fix this. And it's the only way to fix it is to get involved and to become registrars, like you said, and get out there and talk to the people, go to churches, go everywhere, register. We can't tell you how to register. We just want to make sure that you're registered. And we just want you to be a well-informed voter.
Yes.
And that's what we're about. So, but Mandi,
I,
thank you so much.
yeah.
And our time is up here, but we're
I
going to
will be
share this.
back with more
Yes,
information about
yes,
where you can go, where maybe you could come and see me. I'm going to be having some events. So,
yes,
anything that anyone wants to do, if they want to lend a hand, if they want to,
yeah,
share some more information, just send it our way. Come to our website. Melinda,
right.
she is our president and she is Wonder Woman. She will get it to us and we will figure it out. We're
We
gonna
are.
get through this, Washington. And you know what? No longer are people gonna say that we're blue. They're gonna say, hold on, they're putting up a fight. They're
They are.
sick of being
I
told
love
they're
it.
blue.
I love it. Thank you
Well,
so
I,
much,
I really
sweetie.
enjoyed talking to you.
Yes.
And I hope you have a blessed day. And everyone, thank you. Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
comments and being part of this. We always
Yes,
want you to comment and tell us your opinions and give us more information.
absolutely.
That's all we need.
Well, God bless you guys. Take care. Until the next show. Remember, click follow, subscribe, and share our videos. God bless you all.
And
Talk to
click
you
on the
soon.
reminder.
Bye.
Have a nice day.